potato.
How you doing, everybody? Well, it's almost time for Super Bowl 51 to get underway, where the Atlanta Falcons will take on the New England Patriots. How you doing, everybody? Well, next week is Super Bowl 52, where the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the New England Patriots. How you doing, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Well, Super Bowl 53 is right around the corner, where the LA Rams will take on the New England... What is this? This is the third year in a row. I'm not doing this. What is this, 4 out of 5, too? No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Find somebody else. I'm not doing it. This is bullshit. Seriously. I'm going to get a beer. You're not the boss of me. How you doing, everybody? Well, thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Before I get started, I would just like to give my condolences to New Orleans Saints fans. Your team got royally screwed in what is without a doubt one of the worst non-penalty calls in the history of the NFL. But we'll get into that a little bit more in the video. As you all know, the New England Patriots and Los Angeles Rams will square off in Super Bowl 53 on February 3rd at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. This is the third time in a row the Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl in the 4th out of 5 years. And sadly, since no one ever really gives a damn about the Rams, and if you live outside of New England, you probably hate the Patriots. In fact, you're probably just as excited for this Super Bowl as I am about Maroon 5 headlining the halftime show. We know we can expect commentators Tony Romo and Phil Nance to rattle off practically every damn postseason record that Tom Brady has broken in his career. It is impressive, but it gets a little annoying. Hell, I bet if some stat nerd is keeping tabs on most timeouts called in under 5 minutes in the second quarter during the postseason, and Brady broke that record, we'd have to hear about that too. Now, talking about the matchup itself, let's start with how the evil New England Patriots have played this postseason.
This definitely isn't the most talented Patriots team to reach the Super Bowl, but in their 2 postseason games, they look like an entirely different team than they did during the regular season. The defense has stepped up in ways that many people didn't think were possible. In the Patriots' 41-28 win over the Chargers, the Patriots' defense was a complete headache for Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers. While impressive, this was done at home, where they've dominated all year. Could they win on the road where it's been a struggle, and at Arrowhead Stadium against an offensive juggernaut like the Kansas City Chiefs? It wasn't pretty at times, but they got the job done. The Chiefs were virtually non-existent in the first half and trailed 14-0. They would finally show up in the second half and have more than likely won the game, if not for linebacker Dee Ford lining up off sides, resulting in an interception from that play to be nullified with 54 seconds remaining. This wasn't Brady's finest game, but he made plays. The Patriots went on to win 37-31 in overtime. And hopefully they sent Dee Ford a thank you gift. Moving on to the Rams, who got a gift of their own. But it wasn't from a player screwing up something that they should have learned in Papawana as a child. It was much worse. But we'll get to that in a moment. The Rams are stacked with talent. Stopping defensive end Aaron Donald is a nightmare. Despite a knee injury that we don't know how severe it is, Todd Gurley is still Todd Gurley. Quarterback Jared Goff has had a great season. Brandon Cooks is still very much a downfield threat. This might very well be the perfect storm type season for them. Against the Cowboys, Goff's numbers were nothing spectacular, and they didn't need to be. The Rams ran the ball down the Cowboys' throat in a 30-22 victory. The Cowboys' D simply had no answer for it. 273 yards on 48 attempts between Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, who, I guess, has been resurrected from the dead. In the NFC Championship game against the Saints, Goff would bounce back with a great performance, going 25-40 with 297 yards and being the youngest quarterback ever to win an NFC Championship game in the Rams' 26-23 overtime win. However, this was, of course, overshadowed by a horrible non-pass interference call with 1:49 left in the game, with the score tied at 20 apiece. During a pass intended for Saints wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis, Rams cornerback Robbie Coleman not only ran into him for what should have been called pass interference, but was also helmet to helmet. There is no interpretation of this. Both coaching staffs knew it. Both fan bases knew it. The only people who didn't seem to take notice were the most important people on the field calling the game. And look at this asshole, standing right there with the best view of it.
Well, that brings us to Super Bowl 53. Here we are, Brady against Goff. I really hate looking at Jared Goff. Jared Goff, I think, looks like Ryan Gosling. if Ryan Gosling had his face bashed in with a baseball bat repeatedly and then had failed reconstructive surgery. I think that's a fair estimate. And how many times in the broadcast are they going to cut to Tom Brady's wife, Giselle? Sorry, I know. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, it's no mystery the Patriots running back, Sony Michel, has had a great postseason. The Rams can't let them establish the run. I know I'm stating the obvious, but just look at the lopsided times of possession in those two Patriot wins. Not only does whichever team that controls the ball the most usually win, but this also wears out the opposing team's defense. Look for Sue and Donald to try and button this up. If not, it's going to be a long and exhausting day with another lopsided time of possession in the Patriots' favor. Yes, making Brady throw the ball is actually the best option. That sounds scary despite an overall down year. The Patriots are going to have their hands full. While they're averaging an impressive 39 points per game this postseason, the Rams defense has managed to handle two of the hotter second half of the season offenses with the Saints and Cowboys. Still, while as I stated before, this isn't the most talented Patriots team, I still find it hard to bet against Brady and Belichick in this one. And despite assurances from both running back Todd Gurley and his coach that he's fine, I'm not buying into it. And I'm also not sure if I just trust Jared Goff enough to pull this out. That being said, I think Patriots win by one possession, although I'm not sure on the final score. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you appreciate the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, check back soon, and I'll be back soon. Thanks.